What's going on? How you guys doing? So listen, hold on, let me shut this thing off over here. I think it's taking my internet up. Wanted to hop on real quick and say, look, we all face difficulties in life. What's up, Lewis? How you doing? Michael Fafrek, how you doing? What's up, brother Lewis? How you doing, brother? Tom Jones, Brad Wilson, what's going on? So, we all face difficulties in freaking life. It happens. Everybody. I saw some Yahoo talking on Tiffany Oibai's stream the other day saying, I choose not to focus on that. That's negative. And like, come on, dude. That's not negative. What's up, Michael? How you doing? So it's not negative to acknowledge that shit goes wrong once in a while. Pardon my language, but it does. Things take a right turn, man, and you're like, God, that is not. I mean, I recently moved back to Ohio. Back in August, and I'm in the middle of a lot of projects, got a lot of great things happening, but things didn't go the way I expected them to go, right? So that's okay. It's okay. Here's where people I believe get stuck. First off, there's always two sides to everything, always. And so what happens is we get stuck in our own story and we refuse to look at anything like, hey, what came of this? Like I have a 12-year-old daughter with an ex-wife, and things didn't work out with the ex-wife. And, for a while I was probably bitter and I was whatever. But at the end of the day, Sean Allen, how are you? Jennifer Gluckow, hey. Tina, there's Tina, Keely. So Jim Weaver, good grief, look at all these people coming on here. So at the end of the day, if we take responsibility for every single outcome in our life, and that's very difficult to do. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen wrote a book called The Success Principles. Jen, I appreciate you stopping by and saying, hey, I understand you're a busy lady. Tell Mr. Gittimer I said hello. So, I think that, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen wrote this book called The Success Principles. The very first principle out of 63, I think. What's up, Jim Weaver? Out of 63 or 67 principles in this book, the very first principle is take 100% responsibility for every single outcome in your life. And you might go, well, but like if I'm driving down the road and I stop at a stop sign and somebody rear ends me, how's that my fault? Well, it might not. Well, obviously it wouldn't be your fault. I mean, were you running late? Could you have left a few minutes early to get to your appointment? Or wherever you were going? And it's your reaction that creates the drama. If you react, as long as, look, if you're dead, you can't react. But it's your reaction that creates the drama in your mind. So, everybody has difficulties in life. Everybody. So the first thing that I like to do is I write. Man, I write a lot. Hey, Chelsea, how are you? Mike Chavez, my brother, how are you? So I write a lot. And I talked to somebody today that actually reminded me, dude, write it down. Jason Alt, my brother, how you doing, man? Write it down. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I write all this other stuff and I didn't write about that and I need to write about that. And so I did, and it released me. It released what I was all messed up about, right? So as soon as you start writing things down, something magical happens, okay? Something very, very magical happens. Just start writing. People are like, well, what do I write? I don't know, write down your part in it. Everybody's got a part in everything. Any event occurring in life, we all have a part in it. If you're involved in it, you've got a part in it. So write down what your part is, and don't be a victim. You know, here, Grant Cardone, this is my favorite bracelet, by the way. Don't be a victim. Like you cannot go through life playing a victim and be a victor at the same time. It's not possible. So, you know, try to remove yourself, look at it from what I like to say, like a God's eye point of view. Write down what you screwed up. Write down what you screwed up in the whole matter. Write it down. Get it down on paper. Get it down on your iPad. Write it down. And hey, Nicholas, how you doing? So write that stuff down, number one. Number two, if you did something wrong in the whole situation and you know that you did something wrong, fix it. Make amends. You know, I went to AA for many, many years. One of the principles of that entire deal is you know, make amends for where you screw up, you know. And if you can't make amends right away, make a plan to make amends, but have it on your plan and follow through with your plan and make amends. Fix whatever it is you screwed up to the best of your ability. Does not mean that you're going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that. I'm just saying, like, strive for it. Strive to be a good person. Strive to do the next right thing. You can't be a victim and a victor at the same time in life. That is correct, Chelsea. So fix it. Fix what you've screwed up. Fix it. Work on it. It's not easy. I got stuff I'm working on. We all do. Everybody on this planet is working through something. So do the best you can to make things right. That's what I like to do. Then let it go. Let it go. You gotta let it go, man. You can't hang on to it. That stuff will drag you freaking down. It'll drag you down. It'll run you through the muck, and you'll come out on the other side feeling worse than you did before. So let it go. Write down a plan. Write down your goals. That's why I've got the 10X planner sitting right down here somewhere. Write down, get a 10X planner, get something, write down your goals twice a day. Write down what it is that you want to create. And I write about this in my book. If you haven't read my book, it's a thin little thing. You should be able to read it in a couple of hours. Walls of Wisdom, Turning Pain into Profit. Get my book. It's on Amazon. Get my book. It's only $11. There's some wisdom in there, things that I do. So write down your goals. Write them down twice a day. First thing in the morning when you get up, write down what it is that you want to create, what you want to manifest. You know, you're part of, you know, in every religion in the world, they say that God is the creator, right? Well, if you're part of God, that means you're part of the creator. Whenever I'm feeling like funky about anything, if I start creating something, if I create something, whether I do graphic design and video stuff and all that and web development, I do that stuff. And so, like, you know, whenever I just go, okay, you know what? I'm just going to focus, like, this funky feeling, whatever it is, I'm going to focus on, I've done everything that I can. I write down everything that I can about it. If it hasn't released in me, then I just, you know what I do? I go, all right, well, let's create something. So I go to one of my projects and I start doing the creative stuff. And guess what? It doesn't take long, and boom, I find myself out of the funk that I was in and in a better place. So do that. And then, you know, so you write down the goals that you want, what you want to create for your life, for your family, for you, for your church, for for the world that you're in. You know, write that down, what it is that you want to create. Because anything, and I mean anything, is possible. Write down the successes. That's right. Write down the successes at the end of the day. Write down everything. Like, I love, like, that's one of the things that I learned through the Cardone, the 10X planner, through Grant's planner, is writing down your daily targets too. Like, if, let's say that And it happens to me all the time. It happens for me all the time. I need to generate $10,000. I write it down. I need to generate, I'm generating $10,000 today. I'm calling on X, A, B, C, and D, and I'm making these calls, and I'm making these follow-up emails, and I'm doing all of these things. So I'm literally creating the roadmap, the plan for where I want to go. And as I create that, it just starts manifesting, man. It becomes a habit, and you start manifesting this stuff into your life instantly. Like, you can instantly create this stuff, but you got to take, which is step number 4 that I wrote down, and that's you have to take massive, massive, massive action. You've got to take massive action. And if you're not taking massive action, that's on you. That is on you. I've been there. I've done it. I've lived in the fear. Sandy Lewis, how are you? Blake Bowman, how's it going? I've lived in the fear. I've lived in the being paralyzed, right? Being absolutely paralyzed by fear of picking up the phone and calling somebody, sending that email, sending that text message. I've lived paralyzed for years. For years. I got sober at the age of 34. I'll be 50 in July. Can you believe that? I know I only look 20. Okay, 27. No, I'm kidding. But I've been sober a long, long time. But I drank until I almost died. I don't know how many times. I totaled a motorcycle. I have been through it. I put myself through hell, and a lot of people through. That was all being propelled by fear. All of it was being propelled by fear. And it's once you discover that you are capable of creating anything that you want in life. But man, people have bad stuff go wrong. Like my girl Sandy Lewis right there, she went through some stuff. She went through some stuff as a kid, and I'm not going to tell her story. You can follow Sandy and listen to her. She'll tell you. She went through some stuff as a kid. I mean, stuff none of you have been through. I promise you that. None of us. And she's this happy, super, super happy, glowing, wonderful, spiritual being here having a human experience like the rest of us. That woman went through it, okay? She went through it. You have no idea. You have no idea. And Sandy, if you want me to say what you went through, I'll say it. Just say yes, and I'll just tell them. But it's incredible what she went through and survived, and what she came out on the other side. And she's this grateful, loving, happy, beautiful, beautiful person there. She said yes. So she got shot in the head by a drive-by shooter when she was 6 years old. She was in the backyard playing, and somebody drove, and some gang members or somebody driving through her neighborhood came shooting and shot her. A stray bullet shot her, got her right in the head at 6 years old. And that woman is still here to talk to you about it. She's still here to spread joy and love. She's been shot in the damn head, and she walks around in this world. She don't live in that. She walks around in this world. Oh, it was your neighbor. It was your neighbor. My bad. I thought, okay, my bad. But you get my point. Doesn't matter if it was a neighbor, if it was a drive-by shooting. It was, she got shot in the head, y'all. Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember. Well, it's been a minute since you told me about it. But, still, I don't care who it was. I don't care who, honestly, it don't matter who shot. You were a 6-year-old little girl getting shot in the head, and look at you. Look at you. Beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful spirit, beautiful, beautiful heart, just a heart pure as gold. That you're out here spreading joy and love, and you're helping people, and it's amazing. And so if something like that can happen to somebody, and she can come out on the other side and be a joyous, carefree business owner, she owns business. All of the, and she ain't walking around all mad. There's people that go through way less than that, way less than getting shot in the head, that are walking around angry at the world, angry at everybody. And they might put on the biggest old smile. They might just smile right at you, right? But man, what they're doing behind the scenes, it ain't good, man. They're miserable. They're miserable, miserable people. And those people don't want to accept responsibility for anything in their life. They don't want to change anything. They may even think they're the most brilliant, smartest, best looking, whatever it is. Dude, like, listen, there's people out there, and I've experienced it with people. They'll do everything in their power to drag you down into their muck, drag you down into what they're feeling about life. Don't go there, man. Live your life. Like I wish I could convey to some people from my heart, how capable they really are. Because I've learned the hard way. I've learned taking very difficult paths that it is 100% possible to accomplish anything you want in life. And, I see my buddy Grant Cardone, he's purchased over $1 billion almost, or somewhere in that neighborhood of real estate. Dude just ordered a $61 million freaking Gulfstream 550. He takes delivery of it in August. A $61 million plane. And the guy came from nothing. I mean, nothing. Like middle class. Just regular old middle class. That's where I came from. And I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm not doing what Grant's doing, but I'm not even close. But I'm doing okay. And it's because, you know what? You take responsibility for your life. You take responsibility for your actions. You take responsibility for your attitude. You take responsibility for the way you treat other people. You take responsibility for what you are going to produce in this world and what you're going to do to help other people. You take responsibility for all of that and write the stuff down. Write it down. I use my iPad because it's literally unlimited paper, and I can search it and all that stuff. But write this stuff down, write it down, write down how you screwed up in any given situation. Write that down. Write down how you're going to fix it or make a plan to fix it in the future when things start to improve for you. Write that down. Make a plan to absolve yourself from your sins. From the original word sin, the Bible was originally written in a lot of it in Aramaic, right? And so the original word sin comes from I forget the Greek word, but it simply means, it doesn't mean that you're a loser and you're going to hell and all that. I don't believe that. What it means is you missed the mark. You missed the mark. That's it. So if you play a part in screwing something up, well, dude, I'm saying if it's something big that's holding you down, right? Like there's big things that hold people down. It holds them back from growing and succeeding in life. So if it's something big, you've got to take responsibility for it. You got to write it down, and you got to write down how you're going to make up for it. You got to come up with a plan. Well then, dude, you don't have to watch it, bro. You don't have to watch it, Eric. So if you've made a big mistake is what I'm talking about. You can fix it. You got to make a plan to fix it. That's number 2. Number 3, write down the goals and what you want to create. One of the things we have control over is our attitude. Absolutely. So you can have an attitude. You can have an attitude and have a gratitude attitude. Have an attitude of gratitude. Jason Hallen, he talks about that. He talks about that a lot, and it's writing down your goals. Sorry, somebody's texting me as I'm doing this, but it's writing down what you want to create. And then the last thing is Take massive action. You've got to take massive action. Big time massive action. Sean Allen, how you doing? Tom Jones, thank you for being on here, bro. I appreciate you, man. So you know, Catherine, how you doing? That's all I had. I just wanted to hop on and, you know, I know there's a lot, like people that are out there that are hurting other people. You know, a friend of mine used to say, a very spiritual, good friend of mine used to say, you know, sarcasm is just anger coming out sideways. There's a lot of very angry people out there, and they don't know what it is that's got them all messed up. And I can tell you from my experience, with me, the biggest thing that's kept me stuck in life, the biggest thing that's kept me messed up and not able to grow and expand, the biggest thing is not taking responsibility for where I messed up. That's the biggest thing. And then and staying stuck in the pain, right? I've stayed so stuck in the pain that it kept me drunk for a long time. I got sober at 34 years old and I was almost dead. I was almost dead when I got sober, but I justified it. I thought, well, I drive a Mercedes. I've got the big house. I got all this stuff. Eric, you have issues. So you know, look, take responsibility. That's right, dude. Personal responsibility. That will be the turning point for anybody. You take responsibility. And I'm not talking about just for your failures either. I'm not talking about for the mistakes. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about everything. Take responsibility for becoming successful. Take responsibility for having that dream that you've never done anything with except make excuses as to why you can't pursue it. Take responsibility for that and then start taking action towards what you want to create. Take responsibility. Create your future. Look, the future, here's the future, okay? Here's the future. You're either going to live or you're going to die. It's that simple, right? So between now and say 5 years from now, you're either going to be alive 5 years from now or you're going to be dead. And if you're dead, there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. But until that point, freaking live, man. Like, take responsibility. Joseph Rawson, how you doing, bro? Take responsibility for everything going on. Write down. If there's something that has you stuck, write down what that is. What is it that's got you stuck? What's your part in it? Write that down. Write down things like that. Write down how you're going to fix where you screwed up. How are you going to do that? Write it down. You don't have to know all of the details, but write down what you want the end result to be. If you screwed somebody over, write it down. I screwed somebody over for $5, for $5,000, for $5 million. Whatever it is, write it down. Write it down and come up with, and you know, the end result is I want to pay him back with interest, or I want to make amends to the person that I hurt, right? I want to make amends to the person that I said something stupid to that I shouldn't have said that to. I want to tell them I'm sorry. Were you in my brain today? No, I don't think I was. And then number 3, write down what it is. Write down the goals that you want to create for yourself, for your family, and for your life. And stop living in such a limited mindset, man. I mean, geez, we put somebody on the freaking moon. We've put people on the moon. Grant Cardone just bought a $61 million jet. Tony Robbins owns a freaking island and he owns a jet. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk wants to buy the New York Jets, right? I think. I mean, like, you've got to dream, man. You got to expand your thinking. You got to get it out. You got to get it out here. But the first thing, see, the reason, who's hitting the angry button? Eric, come on. I smell a second book coming. Oh, dude, you're funny. So thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it, brother. I really do. So listen, write down what you want to create. Write it down. Eric, see the anger. I see your anger, dude. I see your anger, young man. It's okay. I love you anyway, brother. Walls of responsibility, right? Right. Well, I want to clean up all of my stuff, man. You got to clean up everything. And I'm still working on everything. I'm still working on a lot of stuff in my life, and I do it daily. And, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy going, man, I screwed up and I got to go make amends for it. It's not easy doing that. Telling you. Now, sometimes the best amends you can make. I remember my one of my sponsors in AA said to me, I said, well, dude, I that means I have to go back to every single. Yeah, that's right, Andre. You're right. Yep, I've been there too. So, listen, I said, does that mean I have to go back to every single woman that I may have known, if you know what I mean? And he says, no, you leave them alone. The best amends you can make to them is just stay the hell out of their life. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that then. But, so you got to look at your motives, right? But you got to write down how you screwed up and how you're going to fix it. Adversity creates winners if they take. Amen, dude. Amen. Jason Howland just nailed it right there. Cannot you? Okay, I may have, I don't know. We won't talk about that. But anyway, so, writing, man, I'm telling you, I'm not talking about writing a book. I think everybody has a book that they should write. I think everybody has a book in them. I think everybody should write a book. If you need help writing a book, I happen to have a course that I put together with Richard Trevino. Hit me up and I'll tell you how to get it. But, write. I mean, I have this iPad and my Apple Pencil laying next to me somewhere nearby almost all the time. And if I'm driving down the road and I have an idea or a thought or something I need to do, Leah Camp, how you doing? So I'll grab my phone and I'll hit the voice recorder and I'll record a memo, or I'll go into the notes and I'll make a note on voice note. Again, you've got, and the more that you do this, the more I've practiced this for a long, long time. I meditate every day of my life. And I don't mean like I sit like Buddha but I spend 10 to 20 minutes in the morning writing my goals. And then I focus on, I close my eyes. I focus on manifesting that on what, and I try to feel what it's going to feel like once I do accomplish those goals. And I do that every day, and I've done that for over 15 years now, and it works. I'm just telling you, it works. But I can remember, though, that I was a very, very impatient guy. I remember when I first stopped drinking, I wanted everything right now. Everything. Kevin Bacon, how you doing? We have a state senator running for Congress, soon to be Congressman Kevin Bacon, in our live stream right now. So you've got to feel it. That's it. You got to feel it. So you've got to feel oh, thank you, Greg. Greg took the course, and he's got his books finished. I think we're helping him finish up a couple of things, but you've got to take responsibility for your life. You got to write out exactly what you want to create, and you've got to work your ass off for it. Sorry if my language offends you, but it's the truth. You've got to work hard, man. I just finished up something in Photoshop. Kevin Bacon different Kevin Bacon. This Kevin Bacon is an Ohio State senator. He's running for Congress right now. He's a buddy of mine. He's been a client of mine. I built out, I think, a couple of websites for him. We've done a lot of stuff. He's a freaking amazing dude. He was just in here. I don't know if he's still in here or not. But Kevin is a great, great guy. Great, great guy. And we're trying to help him make sure he wins his congressional race here. So let's all say a little prayer for him, send him some positive energy. And if you live in his district, I think it's the 12th district for U.S. Congress in Ohio, vote for the guy. He's a freaking amazing dude. He passed some laws here. He got some laws. He helped get some bills passed in Ohio to help children and children with special needs. And I mean, he's a fantastic dude. I mean, he just is an amazing guy. So vote for Kevin Bacon for Congress. He's a good dude. So, let's see. Jason says it takes years to put a wrecked life back together, but it is so rewarding. That's the journey part that I loved. Dude, isn't that the truth though? I mean, my life, I spent years destroying my life. But here's the crazy part, is I wanted everything perfect. Like as soon as I got sober and I had 60 days or 90 days, maybe even a year sober, I really thought I deserved a Congressional Medal of Honor, that everybody should be going, hallelujah, Ken, good job, you're sober, blah, blah, blah. But to normal people, it's like, dude, you were an asshole before. Thanks for not being that anymore. Thanks for not being a jackwagon, cleaning up your... They don't even... normal people are like, dude, what kind of medal did I get? I didn't drink and be an idiot and destroy my life. And, it's just they're just normal people, But I didn't understand that. I was intense, man. I was like, no, you don't understand. And I wanted everything to be perfect immediately. And all I can say is this: it doesn't happen that way. It does not happen that way. It happens with time, and sometimes it doesn't happen at all because you don't put in the freaking work. Something to really relish and reflect on. I've been really taking time in the morning and looking back at the steps to where, yeah, dude, that's it, man. Look at where you've been and look at where you're going. Because look, if you start writing down all of your wins, everything that you've done to win in life, man, you've done, I'm telling you, I don't care who you are. Eric Cornelius, for example, he's very sarcastic. I love him like a brother. I really do. He's very sarcastic. And that guy right there has one of the most amazing singing voices in the world. I mean, the guy is incredible. He can sing the phone book, and it sounds amazing. Not that I've heard him sing a phone book, but if he did, it would probably sound pretty good. So that dude right there, if he said, man, look at what I've done, successes in this and successes in that, and with a, what's the word, fervent passion, if he were to just give it everything he had to pursue a singing career, that dude, he wouldn't even be on my live streams ever again. He'd be way above me. He'd be hanging out with Johnny Cash. Oh, that's right. No, he wouldn't. He'd be hanging out with, what's that one chick from American Idol? Love her. Love that. What's she sang with Randy Travis? Eric, request sent. Oh, don't dude, you have issues. Ermilo, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. Ermilo. I'm getting it. Ermilo. But if you focus on what you want to accomplish, focus on the wins that you've had, focus on the good that you've done. Everybody's done something good. Focus on the good things you've done. If you only have a handful of good things you've done, then start doing good things. Quit being an a-hole. Start doing good things for people. Stop being self-centered and selfish and all about you. Seriously, help other people. So that's it. I stayed on here way longer than I wanted to. Number one, write down how you screwed up and what your part is in it. I'm going to recap. Write down what your part is. If you screwed up, be honest, take responsibility for every single outcome in your life. And that one right there, if you just do that and nothing else, your life's automatically going to improve. But start there. Number two, make a plan or fix it. If you can fix it right now, fix it. Make a plan to fix it if you can't fix it right now. Come up with a plan. When things start getting better, fix where you've messed up. Number 3, write down what you want to create. Write down the goals that you want for you, your family, and your life. Write that stuff down. It's magical. It freaking works. And number 4, this is important. Take massive freaking action. Take massive action. Greg, thank you for being here, eh? Take massive action and create what you want in life. Create it. That's all I got for you. That's it. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for being here. Look out the windshield. That's right, Ron. You got it, brother. You got it. Look out. Look in front of you, man. Look in front of you. Peace. You guys have a great night. Thank you for being on here. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the shares and the love and the comments and the hearts. And even thank you, Eric. I appreciate you, bro. See you guys. Have a good night.